Okay, let's talk party box, and in particular the JBL Party Box 1000, PB 1000. There it is in all its luminescent glory, and it is awesome. You can change the colors, whoopty frig, right? But I like it. I think it's neat. I also like that I can turn it off. That it has different modes. It doesn't activate by that, it activates by sound. So, yeah, there we are. This is the JBL PB 1000. And I come from over 20 years of having a traditional system. Oh, geez, maybe 30 years. Too long, anyway. I come from too long of having a traditional system, like pyramid high cabinets, powered, active on a speaker, set of speaker stands, and a subwoofer. So I had for quite a while these RCF 300As, which are beautiful sounding. Love the sound on them. They're not overly loud, but wow, they're sweet sounding. Not harsh at all. And so I had that pair for quite a while, like I said, and a sub, a Yorkville ES18P, which is a sonic weapon. It is nuts. It is beautiful. It's my dream sub, 18 inches of raw power, of defined bass. I mean, it's everything, but I mean, I would have to pair it up with four of these for it to be instead of the two. And the space that I'm using it in mostly is my basement here, so it's just way too much for this space anyway. As much as it pains me to say that, I mean, I would have to ride it around 3 to 4 on the volume, and a subwoofer like that is meant to shine at 6 to 8 on the volume setting. So it just wasn't the right application, and I sold it, and it pains me so much. I miss it still. And for years, I've been looking for an all in one system, something I could drag around that would be easy. And I can tell you that lugging something like a pair of these speakers around, these ones in particular are quite heavy, and a 140-pound subwoofer, it's not easy, it's not fun, and sometimes it's not even doable depending on where I'm trying to take it. I couldn't always manipulate a 140-pound sub on my own without damaging the sub and or the car. So then, just recently, I started hearing about this speaker. I mean, in the past week or so. And I've always wanted a one all-in-one speaker, but I know, excuse me, that compromises were going to be made. And typically the compromise that happens with an all-in-one compact system is the bass. Quite often what I found is an 18-inch is the smallest woofer that I wanted to go with, because physically the air displacement 18 inches uh, can just perform differently than a 15 or a 12-inch woofer. So I just kept reading and reading that this was great, or hearing on videos. And of course, my application is mostly for DJing, maybe not of course to you, but for me. So I was always looking for a video that someone did an in-depth review for mobile DJs. Geez, excuse me. And I couldn't really find anybody speaking about, yeah, I found little tidbits of information here and there, like, yeah, there's a delay when you're playing, even through the line in, the RCA's in the back. Um, and I think that was the biggest gripe, that and the fact that it didn't have an EQ on board. There's nothing really that you can alter other than the bass settings. But I just kept reading and hearing that it just performs so amazingly. So I kind of gambled. I took a bit of a gamble. I bought one used. Got this for 750 Canadian, and it reeks of tobacco and beer and maybe some weed. So I don't know if people use it as an ashtray or they just got wasted and put drinks on it and spilled stuff all over it, but it works. It just stinks. I might have to take it apart and clean it, but so I bought it blind. I bought it deaf, so to speak. I didn't listen to it before I bought it. I just went ahead and did it. And at first, so let me show you my DJ rig. And everything's in disarray right now because, like I said, I had that traditional gig system, the rig, sorry, I mean, and I don't need this anymore. So this is coming out. Just reconfiguring a lot. That speaker's coming out, that stand and speaker's coming out. But here we can see my DJ rig. It's a Vestax VCI 400. It's old. It's one of the last controllers that Vestax did before they went bankrupt. And it's their flagship. And I've tried not a lot of different mixers, a few different controllers. And whew, this is the one for me. But enough of that for now. This is the same as any controller. It's got outputs, XLR 1/4 inch. And so when I'm DJing, I want accuracy, I want clear sound, I want no lag, no delay between what I'm doing here and the speakers, and I want it to be clean, well-defined bass, and loud enough. And so when I bought this without having tested it, I put a song through, played it a few songs. What I didn't know was the setting on this was very low. Even though I had the master volume turned up here, I had to go into the speaker settings in this laptop, and it was really low. So once I boosted that to the proper volume, this thing killed it. This thing is everything I dreamed for in an all-in-one system. I can tell you it's not the same as my 18-inch 1800 watt woofer that was 140 pounds. How could it be? It's got a 12-inch woofer in the bottom, facing down, shooting down. What I can tell you though is the bass is awesome, and people go on and on about the bass, and at first I had the settings wrong on a laptop, like I told you. I'm like, man, I made a mistake here. But then once I corrected the volume on the laptop and I was able to push some actual volume through this, it's killer. It sounds amazing. And I thought the height would be a disadvantage or not a good thing with people who are standing up, because that's only about 3 feet high. So for the average person around 5 to 6 feet, you're not in line with the tweeters like you would be with something on a stand, right? But I can tell you they figured out how to disperse that treble very well and evenly, and it sounds good from standing close to it to standing 15 feet away, standing off to the side. There's not a lot of dead spots to it. There are some the farther you go, obviously, and it can only travel so far, but it disperses this sound excellently. And the bass, what people said is absolutely true. So the bass boost on here, there's 3 settings. There's off, and there's this, which is more for like house and techno, I would say. Then there's this, is more like reggae, hip hop. It's just a smoother, more rolly, not as punchy. I like it on the house techno one, even with hip hop, because I find it gets a little too overpowering and a little bit sloppy with that last setting I told you about. And the mids sound great. It's plenty punchy. So a couple of things I don't really care for about it. The light show is amazing. You can turn that off easily. Boom. There's different styles you can choose from. I think that's awesome. That's a really cool feature. What's not such a cool feature is this pad on the top, this thing. It's pretty lame. And it's meant to make beats when you're mixing it on the fly and stuff. I don't know. You can't control the individual volume of it. So I don't know why they did that. It's so gimmicky. There's other things like synth, piano, sound effects, whatever. It comes with the wristband, these things. This one was used in, like I said, pretty beat up and smoky smelling, so didn't have the wristband. I don't know anything about that. Don't really care, again, for my application. So if they had put a mixer on top here, or I don't know, some different kind of controls, that'd be cool. This is unnecessary. It's not bad for controlling the light colors. But I mean, you could dial through that as well. I just find this is gimmicky. I don't understand it. I don't know why they would even waste money on that. Perhaps it's because I'm a bit of a pad snob and I know what professional pads are all about and where they belong. I just don't see a place for them here. You know, maybe if you love them, great. I'm happy for you. I don't begrudge you that, but yeah, it's just, I don't understand it. The other minor gripe I have is that it's mono. It's cool that you can put the stereo input in, but it sums it, I believe, and makes it mono. So I wouldn't have a problem buying a second one of these and just using the not the mic or the guitar, sorry, just one of these lines, and then just split it from the mixer. So it would be like that kind of thing, and then this one would go to the other party box, and then it would be a true stereo. And honestly, having two of these would be pretty sweet. The weight, the size, the shape, I like it. Some people, look at this, look how beat up it is. It's missing these little rubber feet. People abuse this thing, but it still works perfectly. I like the weight. I like the size. The wheels on the bottom, they're cool. I mean, it's a little tippy when you're hauling it around, but seriously, it's 72 pounds. I can pick this thing up and, you know, hug it kind of thing when I'm walking it and carry it up and down stairs, in and out of the car. It's actually not that bad. Now I'm not in excellent shape, but I'm in pretty decent shape. I'm 180 pounds. I should be less than that, but hey, it is what it is. And I don't have a hard time moving this thing around, even carrying it. So for me, I'm absolutely stunned on the sound quality and how durable I think it is, how well built it is, and the full frequency representation that it offers. It just offers everything. It's got the bass, and for me as a DJ, longtime DJ, it's all about the bass. If I was only able to mix with a pair of mid-high cabinets, I'd rather not mix. I'm not into it. I don't even want to listen to music like that. I'm a snob. I've been spoiled with bass in my life, and now I will not compromise about bass. I'm very serious about the bass. So I don't get anything from JBL. I had to buy this one. You know, if they want to send me a free one, I'll talk it up even more in the next video. But this is worth it. Coming from a DJ, this thing, I don't know how many people party would rock out. I have no idea. But if this is something where you go hang with your buddies and DJ like I do at one of their houses sometimes, or they come here, or, you know, you're going to take it to someone's backyard, or even the beach, or even do like a guerrilla DJ set, like just show up wherever you can find a plug, or bring a small generator, and, you know, this and your laptop and your controller, and you're off to the races with the full system. And it's 72 pounds. It's just, in a lot of ways, I like where the world is headed. And, you know, as far as technology is concerned, that's one of the areas. And this thing is, you know, what I'm talking about. We're now in a time where to get this type of sound in the 90s would have been, you would have to have this kind of array, like I was saying. So yeah, there you go. There's a 12-inch downward facing woofer in the bottom. Should we look at that? Okay. Why would I go through all this video and not show you that? Let me get at it. Okay. So you can see the front grille is metal, and it's pretty durable looking. This is a port. Probably someone's poured some beer in there at one point. Clean this stinky thing. And there's the downward facing woofer. Oops, cleaning it down out of the way. 12-inch. What is this? That's plastic. Yeah, probably easily replaceable, as would be the woofer, I would hope. I hope it's an easy part to get and replace if needed. Here you can see the rollerblade wheels on it. Yeah. Actually, here's a good example of just how long I've been DJing. Got a few records here that I've been holding on to to give to my buddy that came from my collection. Some Dance Mania, Traxman, DJ Funk, and some Nick Holder. Nick, if you ever see this video, man, that was such a great time in house music, and you were such an interesting part of that. And to see you that played a record every week in the 90s, and you were so approachable and such a nice guy. And, you know, Nick, you're a cool guy, man. You probably still are. Thanks for being you. But, yeah, back to the speaker. Let me put it back up and wrap up the speaker here, or the video. So there you go. Oh, the other things I don't care for, the gripes. Like I said, the inputs are mono. But even aside from that, I wish it had XLR inputs, because I just love XLR. I think it's the way to go. It's you know, the less resistance and the more shielding in a wire, the better. So the better the signal. So I don't know why that wouldn't be an option here, but they're going for consumer grade. They got a mic input, a guitar input. I'll maybe play with those sometime, but that's not really on the top of my list. Like I said, for me, it's all about, as soon as I sold my sub, I have felt a hole in my soul, and I had to fill it quick. And thankfully, my hunch about this being solid enough for me was correct. I don't think I missed anything. I have tried. Oh, okay. So here's another thing. This is Bluetooth capable, and it paired with my TV so easy. So I've been watching some movies on Netflix with it, and I didn't really have any other speaker than my TV speaker before that. So, and I can tell you, it sounds amazing. Of course, it's only mono. It's not going to fill the whole room with sound and be surround sound, but the sound quality itself is just fantastic, and it adds bass to movies. And again, me being a bass lover, it's a part of the movie I've been missing all this time. So I will be missing it longer now that I have one of these and probably two of these soon. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped you a little bit in your decision, and I'll see you on the next one.